At Kenzy Academy, learning the basics is key to success. Learning the basics is always the first step in any subject. It might be learning notes, chords, and key signatures in music. It might be learning the times table or how to add and subtract in math. It might be learning the phonics or the phonetic rules, how to read and write properly in language. But once you learn these very important skills, the concepts are so much easier and go so much faster. They take just a fraction of time compared to doing the other stuff, the life skills. It leaves room for gardening, cooking, building, that kind of stuff. The best example I can use to explain this is a smartphone. So if you think of the public school system, having a phone that's all cluttered up with basically the simple operations that every kid should know in math. So how to multiply, add, subtract, or divide. These skills aren't done properly, so counting fingers or counting sets makes it very slow. That means that their energy is low. They're taking a lot of time to do the mental things that take up all the room instead of learning the concepts for learning. On the flip side, if you master those skills and you do it quickly, then you have a lot of time and you have a lot of room to do the other stuff. So your energy level goes up, you have a lot of extra space. That means that you can pick up the concepts like geometry, long division, money. Those go so much faster and leaves room and leaves energy for things like gardening or building or cooking, coding, first aid. That kind of stuff goes so much faster when you have a foundation of basic skills. To learn the basics, we have a lot of strategies that are outside the box, but they are definitely proven. They're long-standing, researched methods that teach things like the times table very quickly. Here's an example of a memory palace. It's a story that connects all the numbers. So a student just has to remember a short, quick image or a story instead of counting fingers or counting sets to come up with the answer to a simple question like 8 times 4. Most kids take about 30 seconds to 45 seconds to count it out. This comes instantly. If you walk them through the process, this can be taught in about 6 hours. Similarly, for language, you have images that represent each letter, but those letters, as they go through the grades, because they're going to be using the same system, lead to other understandings of words or spellings or sentences. For example, a flower and a vase could represent the F and V letters and the F and V sounds. When they get older, they learn how to make one properly using a voice. When they get up into spelling rules, when they talk about one wolf, they understand the plural rule. When you have many wolves, it changes to a V. And then later on in the older grades or whenever they're ready, they can apply those same two symbols to help remember when you change a word that's a verb into a noun or the other way around, and it helps them to understand the connection between the letter V and the letter F. There's also the connections that we use for music. For example, we use the flower on the first space to remember that note is the letter F. So they use the same strategies all the way through it. It gives them a chance to make sure that they're solid before moving on. And this is what it looks like when an entire grade 1 class masters their times table in just a few hours. And when you get those basics and those concepts taken care of, it leaves room to do all the cool stuff, the science stuff, the projects, the life stuff.